I often escape to the woods for contemplation and, of course, my wellness. And usually I can get in a great deal of time for just meditation and just thinking, and sometimes even thinking out loud. And so I pulled up here today and was getting out of my vehicle, and I realized I had forgotten a part of my morning routine, and that is my schedule assessment. I look over my schedule and try to identify what in my schedule might bring surprises. And I failed to do that this morning. I get here and I receive a message, and I quickly glance at the message, and it's that person that I've been putting off getting a reply to about a number of dates for our food business. And boy, now I'm in a position where I feel like I have to reply. There's been a misunderstanding and I've got to clarify it. This is going to get complicated. So let me just share with you what I missed this morning. I typically, a part of my morning routine is just after my devotional period of time, I quickly glance at my calendar and I look at what's on my to-do list for the day. What is it that I have planned that I need to accomplish by the end of the day today? I ask myself three basic questions. Is there anything on my list of priorities for the day that are flexible? In other words, there's room for adaptability. I could reschedule it, I could assign it to someone else. There's some adaptability with that. And in that same question, basically I'm asking, is there anything on here that is not flexible? I really need to be aware of those things because I need to make sure that I've scheduled those in a time of day where that activity is going to get my undivided attention. That particular activity is going to be dealt with some level of excellence, and that it's not going to be interrupted. So that's a pretty important question. The second thing that I look at on my schedule is there high value time that I've not filled. So in other words, it's time where my energy level is going to be high. And that's time of the day where I would do things like writing quotes and estimates, responding to emails that are high importance emails, things that require excellence, creativity, thoughtfulness, and just energy in all. I make sure it's scheduled into those high energy times of the day. There really is very little of more importance than understanding how we use our time and how we function in time. And so it's different for all of us. I know where my high energy times of the day are and where I need to focus on the work that matters most in order for me to do it with excellence. And so understanding how I use my time, how I feel during different times of the day are absolutely critical. And one of the things I've learned through this assessment process is exactly that, how I use my time, where I get the most out of my time, and where I need to protect my time just a little more fiercely. And sometimes that's really the most important part of our time management, is protecting our use of time and understanding how we use our time and protecting it well to get the most value from the time that we have. Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, we all have exactly the same amount of time. So the question is not how much time do I have, the question really is how do I use my time? And if I'm not using my time where I'm the most energized and I'm the most productive, I'm probably also not protecting my time because I'm not aware of the value of time and how that time at different times of the day are just of different value. What I do believe is that one of the most valuable uses of our time is this recovery time. Recovery, and I often use the term recreation. So recovery and recreation, they're really synonymous, but it's that time of day where I plan activities that help me heal, meditate, contemplate, recover, and so that I can use the rest of the time I have in the day more productively. And so sometimes that means adjusting my diet. It means maybe doing some exercise or just getting up and moving my body to energize my mind so I can go back to the desk and get more done in a little less time. So sometimes getting up, moving away from my desk, going outside and walking in the sunlight or getting in a brisk walk, getting some fresh air, just getting my heart rate up will energize me to get more done when I get back to my desk. And in that way, taking a break for recreation has made me a little more productive at the time I have at my desk. And that really is a pretty smart strategic move. And then finally, the third question that I ask myself is, have I built into my day the time for recreation or recovery? And I use those two terms interchangeably, recreation and recovery. I think they're absolutely critical. It's that time that we spend reflecting, prayerful, thoughtful, exercising, eating well, being focused on, I'm not just mindlessly eating, but I'm mindfully eating. Do I need particular nutrients? Do I need to eat more fiber in the day-to-day? Do I need more protein in my day-to-day? I have planned recovery. It's so important. So those three questions are always going to be in my schedule assessment, my time use assessment. And I think this is an important part of the day. How do you keep control of your time?